Oh my god, what is up? Ah, didn't think I'd be back to react to a video so fast, bro. But basically, there's this discussion going on, which I didn't think I'd ever live to see the day that this shit happens. But let's look at our screen right here. It says, not gonna lie, Sparking Zero takes more skill than DBFZ. You have to account for key, vanishing, sparking mode, super counters, neutral spacing, skill moves, and many other variables in Sparking Zero. DBFZ, you can just touch and kill. Sparking Zero actually has back and forth games clears. What the fuck is happening, bro?
Anyway, C4,
So it's like an open debate. Who the
I'm
fuck is gonna call in, bro?
I'm gonna do some foreplay to try and lure the people into this non-trap situation. But I do want to talk about it because I want to understand what the Sparking Zero players think of Dragon Ball.
The Sparkers is
Know their
crazy.
game. That's fine. But I want to see their concept of Dragon Ball because I don't think they know it. If they did, they would curve their enthusiasm to how hard Sparking Zero is compared to Dragon Ball Z. I think my position will be, from all the games I've watched and commentated, with the track record that Dragon Ball has, it's got the most transferable skills. There's a lot of people that started in Dragon Ball that have won Evo in other games, and that doesn't really happen. So I'd say it's got the most transferable skills, and it's probably more deep than Sparking Zero, but that's where Yaya can correct me, or if anyone else wants to come in. But I think Dragon Ball is very fucking deep. I don't know about skill, but deep, definitely.
And I've played Dragon Ball games all my life. Obviously, Burst Limit is also my favorite, closely followed by... I actually prefer Tenkaichi 3 to 2, but I understand why people prefer 2. But I don't like the fact that people are bringing up Tenkaichi 2 and 3 when talking about Sparking Zero.
We're not talking about those. Yeah,
no, not you specifically, but on Twitter, they keep bringing them up, and no one's talking about those two games. Those are fundamentally different. Those are technically sound games. Those are games you can actually bring into an argument. They're some of the few arena fight games that can hold up in a fighting game conversation. Sparking Zero is not that game. Okay, I don't know how much C4 has played of it, but I played it enough. Okay, I got 3 characters to Z rank. I went to the tournament in Central London. I won it, so I know how to play the game. I know how to play the other ones. I know how to play Budokai. Sparking Zero is the most dumbed down of all of those games. I don't know if any of you would disagree.
But I think we all kind of expected that. Let's be honest.
Play, even with the latest patches, than any of those other Dragon Ball games.
So let me add to this because a lot of people are like, what? How? All right. So the big thing about Sparking Zero versus the PS2 Tenkaichi games is that people don't realize that a lot of the mechanics, they normalize them and they're not as dynamic. For example, you know the vanishing thing that happens in Tenkaichi 2, 3, right? And they had the angles that were different and they made the timing way more strict the longer it goes on. It usually lasts less than like 3 to 5 seconds, maybe 11 if both players are equally matched. And Sparking Zero, they normalized it by having the same animation. So people are just doing boom, 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 boom. And you're just watching it over and over again. I'm like, I'm losing my mind in neutral every 30 seconds. Like literally the worst parts of Sparking Zero, in my honest opinion, a lot of people are going to disagree. The Vanishing Wars, that sucks in this game. And the super counters is the main thing that makes Sparking Zero garbage.
You're going to hit them. Your only alternative is to vanish, but then you're using Ki. So then you get into a vanish war, which you also can't escape. Now it's who can vanish the quickest. It turns into this annoying mini game, and it becomes
Jesus
it
Christ.
takes away from the fight.
But I'm happy I never played Sparking Zero for too long, bro. I just played it with my friends, played against some bots, bro. Kept it pushing, bro. Kept it pushing.
It's not like DOA.
This sounds like hell.
You punch someone and they can hold you, but you can launch them, and now you get a true combo. Or there's specific situations where you'll stun somebody to the point where you can get a true combo. Sparking Zero, that shit doesn't exist. Every encounter, every interaction you can get out of. And I know why they designed it that way. I don't mean to say this in a condescending way.
But
they designed the reason that Sparking Zero is designed that way is because people that play fighting games on a more casual level, like not tournament level players or people that are playing games that are in tournaments, don't like dealing with consequences.
Delay-based netcode because it doesn't have rollback. Sparking netcode is okay for whatever the hell they doing, but let's be real, it's not the best of rollback. So I admire the fact that people can keep rhythm up and weird online variables even from state to state.
Yeah, because
We've
that shit
seen it
is
with the
different
Draku's Ultimate
online, bro. I'm
Burst and
telling you.
the
It's a
other
completely
tournaments of
different
Sparking Zero.
That's not
Well,
really a defense for sparking.
what's it
though. Like,
called?
that's just an internet thing.
Time.
I'm
Whoa,
talking
whoa,
about
whoa,
the
whoa,
Say,
whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
what-
what I mean?
What
What I
about
mean by
offline? Imagine
Oh.
we're playing both these games offline. Is that
Yeah.
easy or hard to do if we're playing
oh,
offline?
it's easy as fuck. Like
Oh, there you go.
I've done it. That yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I've done, like literally, I've done it. There's even 2 offline majors that happened the first month.
Oh,
One
hell no.
in I can't remember what part of the state it is. I can't remember at the moment, but I have it. I think Rail was doing it, and some other person.
Hyper
told me to
DBC. Somebody
get
said that
offline.
Hyper
It's really
DBC
easy to do
definitely
offline. Like it's
way
fun.
more difficult than fighters.
And I
I ain't
think
gonna
a
lie.
lot of the things with Sparking Zero, a lot of people don't realize is how online plays a huge factor into how you feel or experience the gameplay.
I get
Yeah,
that.
what I want to
So
say about super counters, I don't.
maybe a lot of people online that were saying that Sparking Zero is more difficult than fighters were playing only have online experience. I can see
Okay,
that.
we had some. I do want to show you this tweet. I want to show you this tweet because I want to get your take and try to
Right.
make sense of this.
I'll use my whispering talent. I'll try.
So this is from
Here we go.
Instigator 101. Gojo.
Here we go.
Ground zero. Let's go.
You know what? He might not be ground zero. I think it might be Moon that was ground zero. He might be second in command. I don't know which one started it
Okay.
first, but it was one
Okay.
of them. But we'll start with this tweet, and we're also going to refer to this tweet because this was even more stupid. But it said, "Not gonna lie, Sparker Zero takes more skill than Dragon Ball Fighters." Do you know at that point? I would have said, you know what, silly thing to say, but fine. You know, everyone has their opinions. You have to account for key.
Wait. Oh my god, I
check
did
with
see
you. Is there
something
key
about on
management
this,
in
bro.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, we just call it
Or
meter.
call it
You
meter
can
management.
yeah, you can key charge in Dragon Ball. You just
Okay.
hardly ever see it. But yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the equivalent of meter.
Mhm.
Is there? Can you vanish in Dragon Ball Fighters?
not as much as you can in Zero.
But can you vanish?
You can vanish to avoid something, but the person can vanish back, and that's the end of it. There's no
Okay.
back and
So
forth.
you can't recklessly vanish in Dragon Ball Fighters. They'll just vanish you back.
Yeah. The
Okay.
vanishing won't do anything unless
Okay,
they've not got meter. Unless they've not got meter, but that rarely happens.
Yeah, vanishing has more
What's
depth
that? What's
in
that?
DBC.
Red mode called? The
Sparking.
oh, it's called sparking mode as well. I thought so.
Yeah.
Super counters. You guys have that reflect in Dragon Ball Fighters, right?
Yeah. So super counters. So reflect wasn't really a counter. You could only do it in neutral. So if you was blocking beforehand, you can't do anything.
Okay.
But they've added a perfect reflect now. It's only like since
Oh yeah, I saw that.
yeah. So that's new. I don't know how useful it is. It doesn't look that great. But yeah, you've got reflect. I'm trying to think of like an equivalent. It's like push block, but you can't mess it up.
Oh, we talking about the Glazer? Yeah, I blocked him.
Yeah.
The concept.
He's one of the reasons why I don't mess with Sparking Zero in terms of the community level because you can't have a level-headed discussion about it.
Jesus
This
Christ.
guy is a grade A donut, but
Yeah,
I just want to continue going through this real quickly, just to double check. Is there any neutral in Dragon Ball Fighters at all, like at any point?
Absolutely
The
not.
game
No.
is neutral. The
Okay.
neutral in that game is probably the hardest part. Probably
I
more
was,
than the combos.
I was just checking. You know,
Yeah.
I was under the impression that most fighting games had
Who need-
neutral, but I just
Who needs
maybe
neutral,
we were
bro?
wrong with Dragon
Who
Ball
needs
Fighters.
neutral?
It's convoluted. It's Kingdom Hearts neutral. It's
Okay.
there though. Yeah.
That makes sense. Just to double check, is there spacing in Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Fighters?
You got assists, so it's hard. You don't see people win spacing much because it's so hard to win. Like, to avoid a point character with 2 assists in this iteration of the game where everyone's got a full screen move and not have to block something, it's very hard, but the top players can do it.
Okay. Skill moves. I assume he just means like Kamehameha, Gallic Gun. You have those, right? I'm assuming Dragon Ball Fighters has signature Dragon Ball moves in it.
We do have big bangs on our Vegetas. Yes, quarter
Okay.
circle big bangs. Yep, we have those.
Okay, I was just double checking because last time I checked, most fighting games have these things. They might use different words for them, but most fighting games have the things listed here. So even though this tweet got 344,000 views, not because it was a well thought out tweet that rattled people and they were like, "Oh my god, Sparky Zero's got these things that another fighting game has got." It got 344,000 views because 344,000 people thought, "Oh my god, these guys are stupid." Is this your first fighting game? I'm sorry, are we being for real? What kind of dumb tweet is this?
Come on, bro. I think you're smart.
I really want him to come on because he has a lot to say on Twitter. I guarantee he's not going to say anything on here.
Yeah, he won't.
What else did he say? And many other variables in Sparking Zero. Yeah, most fighting games by nature have a lot of variables in them. That's not a new concept, Sunshine. Dragon Ball FighterZ, you can just one touch a guy, one time and kill him. Sparking Zero actually has back and forths. Game clears. So
I mean,
yeah, go on, C4.
I gotta
wait.
Hold on. Can I come in? I got notes for him because he was about to get a full video out of me. That's how much
damn.
was on. He said the last part pissed me off.
Actually, no. I'm gonna stand up for him. You can't block him and talk about him. That's actually toxic. If you blocked him,
give me a second. I'll unblock him.
Yaya blocked him and he wants to talk shit about him. You can't do that.
I do it. I'll unblock him. Bring his ass in.
Wait, he doesn't need to unblock him. He can come on this platform here. He can talk shit to his face here.
He ain't coming.
No.
Send one of your drones that were yapping away on Twitter. I know one of you are watching right now. Let's have the conversation, right? We're just talking about video games at the end of the day.
They're not pulling up, bro. They know they losing.
Fair play.
Cool. He unblocked. Now,
let loose.
Dumbass over here says Sparking Zero actually had back and forth. If you want to show a true back and forth, one of the hypest matches, this was the moment I knew Dragon Ball FighterZ was something special. I'm saying this to everybody. Go look up Goichi versus Leffen at Combo Breaker. That is not only one of the best fighters in Dragon Ball FighterZ history, that is one of the best sets in fighting game history. You learn defense, you learn offense. They talk about, especially having Yites and them on it, the commentary, they explain the whole back and forth, the mental stack you got to think about while he's on one character and less than 10% of health, that anything can kill you. That game don't get back and forth is crazy. Why are we lying?
What fighting game doesn't have back and forth? I'm sorry, people. You know,
maybe Nen Impact.
I try to be as respectful as possible. This guy has finally pushed me over the edge. This is grade A stupid, bro. This is one of the dumbest tweets I have ever read with regards to a fighting game.
Nen Impact might not have back and forth, bro.
Matters worse. Read the smooth brain down here.
I'm playing.
Any of the Elite's Dragon Ball FighterZ players are more than welcome to come and play me in Sparking and prove me wrong. Prove me. C4, if I challenge you to a game of Gotcha Force and I beat you on Gotcha Force, does that mean Gotcha Force takes more skill than Dragon Ball FighterZ?
That's my game.
Flawless logic. I can't lie.
It's insane that you would type this and then put a picture of Gojo there. I know his name is Gojo, but you are taking the absolute piss. And then you've got drones beneath this post going, cook, that's my goat. I was like, oh, you cannot be serious. No wonder people have anime profile pictures. I wouldn't want to show my face after posting some dumb shit like that either.
It's an embarrassing tweet. Unironically, he did say something correct. There is a game that doesn't have a back and forth.
Nen Impact.
That one. It's called Nen Impact.
But Nen Impact has. Okay, wait, hold on. How many players has Nen Impact got right now? Let's have a look.
Don't stop using Steam charts.
Whatever it's on Steam.
I'm looking right now. That's a Discord of 30 people playing it.
No one cares about the Discord.
Viciously typing, bro. He wants those numbers now, bro.
That's why y'all not happy, bro.
There's 5 people not having a back and forth fighting game. There you go.
Don't nobody care about this goddamn game.
This name chart shit is why y'all not happy, bro. Y'all
8 players.
Listen, usually how we work this out, right, is whatever a fighting game has got on Steam, we'll just triple that. It's still not got 100 players.
And you know what I'm doing? I'm doing this for the greater con later on when people talk about, oh, Sparking Zero is. I'm going to go kind of against my side. But when people make the argument that Sparking Zero is not competitive because it's not at Evo, that game was at Evo. So don't use that logic. It's not smart. You're a moron.
Listen, that's fine because Mario Kart was at Evo once upon a time, so we're not going to use Evo as a measuring stick. But generally speaking, arena fights are not accepted at conventional fighting game tournaments because there's too many flaws and there's too many things that you can exploit. Half of them release unfinished and broken, and not unfinished to the degree that conventional fighting games release. Like this is another level. I mean, just today, I posted a glitch that I discovered on Rebirth of Souls, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Now, for anyone that plays Rebirth of Souls, you'll know that Renji, when he goes into his Bankai, he can take 5 stocks. I go into my Bankai, I go to kill the guy, and it takes 4 stocks. Now, when Renji uses up his Bankai, he depowers afterwards, so I am left at my opponent's mercy. The game glitched, essentially. Now, I tagged Globecon, and I was like, if this happens in the tournament, are you going to give me the win? Or are you gonna make me play this? Do you know what? I'm not even talking shit. I will show you guys how stupid. And this is an arena fight that I really like. And this is the stupid shit you have to deal with in arena fighters. Where is it? Here we are. I just imagine, yeah. This is the equivalent, C4, of killing somebody on Street Fighter, and it says KO. And then it says, nah, actually, it's not a KO. Now, this is meant to kill. Yeah? This is meant to be 5 stocks.
Right.
It gave me 4. Am I a prick? That's not meant to happen. So I had to fight the rest of the game. Depowered. I was so pissed. But yeah, that's just an example. Arena fighters.
The maths ain't mathing.
The maths ain't mathing. Let's get on to some more tweets from
oh my goodness,
the lovely Sparking community.
I'm interested in seeing these motherfucking tweets.
Oh man, that man makes me so mad, bro. And you got some like replies on Twitter because I'm seeing them too, and a lot of them are dumb as fuck. Like it's making me mad because it's like common sense is out the window when it comes to anime. Like I'm embarrassed that I made my shit off of this sometimes because a lot of people just don't know have a genuine nuance. Like I can sit there and critique a game. Like y'all want to know the hot take, and I say this 100 times over. Demon Slayer 2 day 1 will be better than Sparking Zero in 10 years. 17 updates.
That's inflammatory, bro. What?
I'm so serious. I'm so dead because the fundamental core of that gameplay is literally the closest to, hey, we like fighting games. CC2, let's do what we do best with our arena fighters. Put it together. Take the last 10 years of the best of CC2. Bam. That's Demon Slayer 2. Sega made them do something with the money for that one.
No, you're right. See, Demon Slayer is a far superior fighting game to Sparking Zero. I wouldn't even be mad if I saw Demon Slayer at a fighting game tournament. Compared, like if you were to ask me of all the arena fighters, obviously I would be biased to Bleach. But if I saw Demon Slayer, I wouldn't even be mad at it. But I just want to read this tweet.
I get that.
I want to get your take on this.
Even though there's still a lot of things that don't make sense to me in that
super
game.
Counter is also key. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in fighting games, recognizing when you should block is kind of like par for the course, right? That's something that you're supposed to do.
Some may say fundamental.
Apart from multiverses, apparently I didn't have a block button, but every other fighting game, you block, right?
You do block, and you have to identify when blocking is useful. Yep.
Yeah. Now, in most fighting games that have counters or parries, you identify your opponent's patterns or weaknesses and you act accordingly. Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that's a hot take.
And as for Vanish, that could just be whatever the gimmick is for whatever fighting game. Use heat or burst or whatever.
I mean, though, obviously, this is a person who has not played DBFZ. If this is who I think it is, then they had one video of them playing DBFZ. And let me tell you something, they do not play that game, bro. For real.
Spam block. That hatred comes from in 2D fighting games. You just can't sit there and block all day, bro. That's what they mean.
Okay,
That's
now
it.
You can't
These
do
are
it
the
in either game.
people. Huh?
I was about to say you can't do that in either game. I think it's actually easier in Sparking Zero, right? Because you can block and take throws.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can literally spam block and take a throw. Where in fighting games, you kind of have to choose to take the throw or block.
And the mix-up
why you
in
get strike throws.
DBFZ is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
The
But these are
mental
the
stack is
people, by the way.
ridiculous in DBFZ
This,
when
I
it
want
comes to
everyone to pay
defense.
attention to what he's just said. The spamming God. Harada saw that. Harada saw that. And that is why Tekken 8 is in the state it's in, because he listened to motherfuckers like this. Spamming God. This, do you know what? When the DOA community were cooking people yesterday for talking about DOA, I didn't agree with how they were attacking people, but I understood. I understood their anger because I was just like, yo, if we let these people in on our games, this was their sentiment. They're gonna ruin it, and they did ruin DOA with 6, right?
Mhm.
I don't feel like the way they treated Max was fair. I felt it was over the top, but I understood because the developers listen to nonsense. Like, what the fuck does spamming God mean? You know how infuriating that is to hear, because that translates directly to Tekken. That is what Murray looked at, and he said, you know what? We need to make it so that these players that don't know how to defend the hardest part of the game are able to mash. So they're doing chip on everything, and now the opponent can't block properly. This is the nonsense that we deal with by not gatekeeping, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not saying
that message
shit
you
is
said
so
normalize
stupid.
gatekeeping games. I used to be anti that, but the past 2 years with these anime games and a lot of other shit I like, we gotta start gatekeeping.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We do have to start gatekeeping. I'm not saying hold the tiki torches outside the gate. I'm saying, but we need to educate people on why this can't run. This is some nonsense. This is how games go down the drain, and this is likely why Sparking Zero is a toddler's version of Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah,
they probably looked at Tenkaichi 3, saw the difficulty. They probably saw Grandmaster Hawk's games, and they were like, we can't expect people to learn that. So they made a TikTok version of Tenkaichi 3, and that's how you got Sparking Zero.
Real quick, I will say that was so telling that he's never even turned on Dragon Ball, because you physically cannot spam block.
No,
because there's no block button. You can't mash block. I would love to ask him is show me mash and block in FighterZ. Show me, because you're either going to hold down back, which is not spamming. You're continuously doing it, but you can't spam block. It's only in what MK, Grand Blue, and Arena Fighters where you have a block button. So it's just like, you just show that you don't know what you're talking about. That's why I got mad at it.
You actually have time to. You actually have time. You actually have to time shit and pick the right type of defense. That's a skill of its own. People just hate because it's the popular thing to do. No one's hate. But I don't want you to get this wrong. I'm not hating on Sparking Zero. It's just you don't understand Sparking Zero's place in this conversation. And it's not beside Sparking. It's not beside.
Bro, I'm crying, bro.
That
but it's true though. It's like, bro, they're just wrong. I hate it when people are just wrong.
Moon, who I don't have a problem with Moon. I'm cool with him, but he tweeted out someone put up a combo from Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it was Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and he was doing big bang attacks and looping it, right? And someone said this is actually a combo, and he said no, he's just spamming big bang attack. And I saw that, and I texted C4, and I was like, oh my god, bro, like what are we dealing with? So then Moon's response to that was this combo,
What combo?
This combo, which we're gonna show people now. I'm gonna show you guys this. Try it.
Oh dear
I'm gonna close my eyes. I know what this is.
First of all, before I even let that finish,
bro,
the combo
recorded this, by the way. Holy shit!
Ended there. Okay, the combo counter's gone away now. You see that over there? It's not a combo anymore. Everything that he just did is not a combo. Because even though it says 6 hits, at any point Goku could have just countered. Right? So a fresh combo starts there.
From my understanding, a lot of combos, there's some true combos, but they have to be backshot combos, right? If you're like front facing, most of the time they can get out. It has to be back turn.
However, if you can super counter, it doesn't matter either way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's every situation that you just witnessed. The only time that you could maybe get something, and even then I think it can be vanished, is when I was playing, I would back turn them and then start shooting Cell's Key Blast in their back, I don't know if they can vanish that, but it's not much damage. It was really a way for me to be like, to try and keep them away from me because I know they can super counter. But even then, I think they can actually vanish that. So everything you witnessed there is not a combo, okay? Who was doing in Dragon Ball FighterZ is a combo. Okay, do you think that Kazuya doing Electric Wing Godfist 5 times in a row is just spam?
There's
what
a
were we
lot of
doing here?
no. There's people like that. Like, all right, for example, and you could tell it's funny because Marvel Tokon was the funniest shit because there was a lot of Dragon Ball sparking people trying that game out. And like Kamala, if you played Tokon the beta, I love the character because I could just grab people full screen. And I just kept doing it because I was like, oh, people just not blocking. Some dude came in my stream, he was like, why you keep spamming that move? I'm like, it's a button and I'm doing it in different directions because you can move it like slightly a little bit. He's like, why are you doing it? And like I was like, bro, I'm not spamming the move. You just not stopping me or hitting me, right? And like, I know he's in the chat. Shout out to I don't know how to say your name, but it's AKNN. He owns the Tenkaichi Budokai server.
Oh, I'm gonna bring him in here. Actually, I saw his message pop up, so
right.
I'll bring him in.
He's the one that I could probably have a conversation with. Most other people that play that game is insufferable. Like real rap. Like why y'all let him put up the clip of the combo? Like, come on, anybody could have put up something. That wasn't in the combo. That was like a knockdown.
I know that guy's friendless because a real friend would have said, it's not too late. It's not too late to delete. It's not too late to delete, bro. There ain't no way he's got friends that didn't tell him that. That's crazy. And he's left it up.
Yeah.
He's left it up.
Well, I'm gonna start letting people come on now because we've been talking for an hour.
Let's get to that point.
Now, I know that a lot of people know that we're streaming right now, judging from the numbers on Twitter and YouTube. So, if you feel like we're being unfair to Sparking Zero, and if you feel like you have something to say, send me a message. I will send you the link, and I'll start bringing people on, and we'll have the conversation. Because I'm very curious to hear what people have to say. And obviously, C4 is a commentator for Dragon Ball FighterZ. So if you want to jump in when someone's saying something, feel free. Don't let me hold you up.
Yeah. I want to say one thing while he's doing this. What pisses me off about this community is that like a lot of people don't realize, and I bring up the idea, we could just do what Smash Bros did. Our series as strong as IP as that. Just because something's not at Evo doesn't mean we can't host our own tournaments, our own events, and show the world why we fucks with something, right? You can look at something and be like, that's not competitive, but people made Melee, Smash Bros competitive. I am a Smash person at heart. I quit because of the events of the summer, but I've been playing Smash since I was 5 years old.
Right.
Literally, Smash Bros, if you play the game normally, it's with the items and stuff on. The community went, yo, this is also sick. Let's turn the items off. Let's make rule sets to make it fair. Cool. You can make games yourself, the community, the players, the people, to make a competitive rule set that everybody agrees on and generally likes with, right? Same thing. And then what's crazy is Pokemon was unbalanced as hell at the beginning, right? They got whole nationals in Honolulu every year having a ball. Wouldn't you like to have a tournament in Honolulu? I mean, don't be a tourist, but like the idea is that's a beautiful place. And they went from nothing, cultivated community. Pokemon saw that, made it a big thing that happens every year. They have an ecosystem just for sweats.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Like people, the thing is, if someone was saying to me that they host tournaments for Sparking Zero, and I was like, yeah, but they could host a tournament for me playing Connect Four. It doesn't mean the game is competitive. Yeah. Like it can be competitive within its own sphere, but the reason this conversation came up is because Sparking Zero players were trying to put it up against a tried and tested seasoned fighting game at tournaments. That's the only reason this came up. Otherwise, this shouldn't have been a conversation.
So I think in general, the whole argument is literally just apples to oranges because they're respectively two different types of games from their mechanics, let alone to like I mean, even the characters, just everything about those games are just.
But that's, I think,
entirely
why this doesn't make sense. Why people are comparing the two.
Even from the jump, like if people, and this is how I know people don't remember a lot of things that are going on. They're too busy being blinded by the hype. However to say his name, Jun Futsunari, or whatever his name is, Funari Futsunani. Sorry if I butchered your name. If you ever hear this, he himself literally said on YouTube live to the world at the Sparking reveal, this game has been dumbed down to keep up with modern mechanics. Those were his literal words, verbatim. Yep. Somebody can go get the clip. I'll pay you money. That's literally what he said.
Didn't they say that they were more interested in making the game lore accurate than actually making it a balanced fighting game? Like everybody was on board. Everyone was like, "Yeah, bring us chaos."
Yes, and I think
of course, because that's what's fun about these games.
Down to the topics of Sparking Zero,
but then let's not pretend like these games are at the same level of competitiveness as a traditional fighter. Like, let's just not pretend that that's the case. It doesn't make sense.
Into this game and being interested in this game, like you guys already said, considering how hard it is in the older games, it just don't work like that, bro.
All right, can I jump in?
Go ahead.
A lot of stuff I disagree with. It sounded like at first you were saying like Dragon Ball FighterZ is a harder game, more skill, whatever word. But then you said it's like comparing apples to oranges, but we're not doing that. There's no apples, then there's no oranges. We're saying one is harder, it's got more depth, more skill. And it kind of you made the point and then backtracked to be like,
well, sorry, I should specify it's not you guys making that point, but just like the people on Twitter, like Gojo specifically, he made that tweet for rage bait. He didn't make that tweet out of the sense like he knows what he's doing. That's what I really came out here to say, truthfully. He's only making that tweet so he can get your guys' attention to get his name out there. He knows.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I do think that some people have the ignorance of thinking that these things are the way they are, bro. Like, dead ass. There's somebody out there really thinking these things. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's just how the world works, even though it's very scary.
Going on. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the fact that so many people agreed with him. And I went through the replies.
True.
And I was like,
that's a good point.
Because I read Gojo's tweets. They pop up on my timeline every now and then, and I'm like, he's just talking shit like he usually does. But then I saw people being like, oh yeah, and it turned into a thing. I mean, like I said, it reached my girlfriend's Twitter page where even she was like, is this a real conversation? So then I was like, if there's enough people that feel like this, I don't want to invalidate everybody's voices, even though I feel that they are completely wrong. Let's platform the discussion. So that's why it happened. Gojo on his own, yeah, I've read his tweets. I know he talks out of his ass 9 times out of 10.
Talks out of his ass, man.
The other thing,
that's why it happened.
The other thing I was going to say is that last point you made about the developers who, I don't know the person, but you said the person said that this game was meant to be based more on the canon, the lore of Dragon Ball, not to be balanced. But Smash was also based on not being competitive, and it's competitive. So what does it matter what the devs say about the game?
So with that respective statement, I agree. I see where you're coming from, simply because at the end of the day, when it comes down to
that's valid. Games, that's valid.
At the end of the day, it comes down to player engagement.
But in this case, it is reflective of the actual game that was shipped out. It is reflective. Like, you can tell, oh yeah, they dumbed this game down. They've done the same to Smash in ways, but I think the foundation of Smash and just how it originally was built, in order for that to not be competitive, you would have to do a lot. You know what I mean? You would have to do a lot. It's just made to be a little more fair than a Sparking Zero, let's be honest.
Casual community to garner in more people to try to keep their attention isn't going to work when you have people that are consistently getting better at all of these games. Mechanics are getting easier and the skill gap is getting closed off of that alone. It doesn't make sense.
But you can still have a competitive game with
a small skill gap. Yes, 1000%. Yeah. And that's where I really get the whole like apples to oranges, because
here's the thing though. I'm going to be honest. A smaller, like less mechanics does not necessarily make the skill gap smaller. Imagine for some reason right now in DBFZ, they remove quarters, or they've removed motion inputs. The best players are still going to be the best players with the same margin. That's just how it is.
Zero to Death. One of the best new gen anime series that we've gotten recently. My personal opinion, subjective.
It's a very fun game. It's very
it's a very fun game. Like, it's a very fun game. It catches people attention. Like, there are people right now. Oh, I don't play that game. 2 months later, yeah, man, I started playing Sparking Zero because I kind of miss Sparking Zero. I know you do, because at the core of this game, there's so much to be made, offered.
But it's just like a fun, casual game. It's not supposed to be competitive.
Didn't help.
So let's not pretend like it got more depth than DBFZ.
I do want to just say, in regards to your comment about Smash Bros, it's a valid thing to bring up, but someone took the words out of my mouth. Smash Bros was a happy accident, and although the intention was to not make it competitive after what happened with Melee, it went down that road, and they also had to strip away a bunch of things from Smash to make it competitive, right? You turn off like 50% of the game just to make it tournament viable. So even though the developers set out to make a game that wasn't
let's not forget base Smash, regular Smash, how you're supposed to play it is with 4 people, that free for all, bunch of items on the screen and shit like that. Like, bro,
I can use another. I'll go to
like, they modify that game heavily to make it competitive.
This is the game where they've gotten their high ranks, where people know them from, and instead of being objective about it and just being like, no, like, this is obviously easier to play, but it's a great game. They're doubling down and trying to make, and it's not Gojo in that, because I know he's a rage baiter, but it's the people that are seeing that and being like, actually, I agree with that. Virgil, thank you for the 199. Block spamming is an actual thing in Xenoverse 2.
True.
No, it's not.
It is kind of, bro. It is kind of.
Instantly, I was reading some of the comments about Xenoverse 2,
you can throw,
mind you,
but
I'm gonna piss somebody off here.
You can't break
y'all
guard.
Can clip this if y'all want to.
You can,
y'all
but can you?
Specifically, Xenoverse 2 is the biggest piece of dog shit that I hate that got popular. Like, if you played PvP in the game, that is one of the worst arena fighter experiences I've ever had in my whole entire life.
I've played that game heavy.
As a content creator,
PvP,
right? When that shit was blowing up for me, I almost cried because I was like, "Bro, stop watching this shit. I'm just raging." Like, literally,
that game got me mad, bro. That game broke one of my phones.
It has so much content. It's so much stuff to do. It is, in my honest opinion, even though I don't like a lot about it, in terms of a modern package and everything you can do, it
PvE single player is a good game.
Block spamming sure. Xenoverse 2, one thing I got to give credit to him is that the defense mechanics actually work. If somebody is block spamming, saying you blocking all day, you can also like perfect parry, right, in that game and just steal your turn back by just dropping the guard. And 2, in a lot of times, and if you would have said Xenoverse 1, I would agree with you. And a lot of people know I used to play Xenoverse 1.
Xenoverse 2, the moment you realize someone is guard spamming, you can
just people.
You can blow them up for sure. You can blow them up.
In Xenoverse 2, there's guard breaks. And then even if somebody's blocking all day, there's limit burst. You got options. And you could grab somebody from guard. They can't tech it.
No, they can't.
So
the only way you tech guard,
can you chicken block in sparking? What?
The only way you tech throws in Xenoverse is if you press the button exactly at the same time. So on accident, basically.
Most people that play sparking will have no idea what chicken blocking is, which is just another layer of depth that is not going to be. It's not required in that game. You wouldn't need to do something like that. That term will go completely over people's heads.
True.
Do you not have high and low block in Sparking Zero?
Yeah, but that's not chicken blocking.
You can't chicken block in Sparking Zero.
Right.
Like,
okay.
It's not a thing that exists. And the high and low blocking in Sparking Zero is not like the way it is in like Guilty Gear or whatever.
But for Sparking Zero, people see all the quote unquote combos and like you can do like stagger, you can do heavy punches and all of that. You can stagger your punches, and you can just add a lot more to Sparking Zero stuff in comparison. People think to fighters, but fighters, you just got so much. You can add the assist to your combos. You can do TODs. You can do sparking combos with your TOD. You can do so much. So I really don't understand why people would really.
But I just don't understand where this conflict arose from where people thought like, oh yeah, for sure, Sparking Zero is that competitive game. Like it dog walks fighters. It really doesn't, bro. This shit was disappointing. But hey, that was the panel from Mike Hollow. Shout out to him. Shout out to him for hosting this and stuff like that, and even entertaining this. You feel what I'm saying? But it was very entertaining. I need to rush to edit this video because I have another video I gotta record in a couple minutes, because that shit finna be like, it's gonna premiere in a couple minutes, so I really gotta get going, bro. Holy shit. But yeah, shout out to y'all, bro. See y'all in the next one. Peace.